smoking with your friends the other day. Welcome back to the Struggle Session Podcast. I am your host, Hollow Otaku, and of course, I have
K1
and special guest
Toph,
Papi Senpai,
and Hollow Otaku. Today's topic, as you cannot tell from that intro, we're doing a bit of smoking stories, aka just hookah stories. Mostly smoking, I guess. So I brought Papi Senpai because me and him always smoke together. K1's always here. Toph always smokes with us too. So, jumping on to a story that's always in my head every time I'm with Papi Senpai, and that was when you were at ODU and I tried weed for the first time. So,
oh my god.
I hit half of a gravity bong, mind you, and then I start to go back into the living room as everyone else smokes, and I'm just chilling there right next to Mike playing.
No, it wasn't a gravity bomb.
No, it was half of a GB.
It wasn't a GB.
What was it then?
I didn't have a GB at the time. It was a waterfall.
Ah.
It was a little, if anybody doesn't know what a waterfall is, it's basically a water bottle. And you release the water from a hole on the bottom, and it fills a water bottle with the smoke. And this man barely took half of it. I had to take the rest of it.
This was my first time.
Fair. But I figured he could handle a little more smoke because we've been smoking hookah for years.
I was just not prepared.
Yeah.
But so I go and sit down and play the Walking Dead Telltale game. And I'm like the first chapter walking around, and I look at Mike, and I'm just like, yo, Mike, dude, is my head supposed to be like top heavy? Like I feel like it's weighted. He goes, nah, dude, it's all good. You know what you know what you need? Grilled cheese sandwich. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, that sounds delicious. Yeah, go find Papi Senpai. I was like, I don't know where he is. He's not here. And he goes, oh, and someone just went, yeah, he went to BP. And I was like, oh, okay, he went to the gas station. No, motherfucker, you were at the beer pong table, and I just didn't see you, and I'm just like, fuck, I gotta wait for a grilled cheese? And then you come in, I was like, yo, bro, let me get a grilled cheese. He goes, yeah, dude, I'll make it for you. And I sat down 20 minutes later. He goes, oh, hey, you want that grilled cheese now? I go, yes, thank you. Shows me. And our buddy Serge was DJing at the time. And I created a new dance as I'm making grilled cheeses out the wazoo. And it's two spatulas in your hands, and you just spin them around, and it's the Cooking Mama Shuffle, baby. But I downed like 3 grilled cheese and like 5 ramens, and they told me to stop, and I was so sad.
You were running me dry, man. That was my rations. You had to keep in mind, I didn't have a job at the time, so whatever money I was getting in from my parents was for food and weed. So I had to be very careful on how I rationed my money and rationed my weed.
I stopped the grilled cheeses because I realized how much bread I'm using, and I didn't care about the cheese.
Yeah,
but I was
you started feeding everybody at the party. I was just like, this is my food.
No, I didn't feed everyone at the party. I fed myself for the party.
There was about 3 or 4 people that came up to you and asked, and you made one for them. Because I proceeded to go in the backyard, back to the BP table in the backyard on the deck.
No, the BP table was inside.
No,
we played in the inside. Yours was on the inside, towards like when you entered the door, it was all the way to the wall. Because we played it inside. People went outside for fresh air because it got too hot.
Which house was this?
This one was before Mike moved in. It was the one where you're at the waterfront, or where the water is, and you guys do the
BP table we put on the outside.
No, because I remember playing on an inside.
We couldn't put it inside. There wasn't enough room, bro. We had the big screen TV, the 2 couches lined up, in the back corner before you get to the kitchen, on a table with all his DJ equipment, because I know you're going to remember this, play timber!
Well, you guys blocked that doorway.
So you had to go towards the
No, because I vividly remember the BB table was inside because Everyone was watching inside.
There was no fucking way Ryan would have allowed you to put a BP table in front of his TV.
It wasn't in front of the TV.
Where the fuck did we put the TV?
Like left of the TV, like you know how like there's the door.
2 projector TVs.
I vividly remember it was inside. We're gonna keep going on this argument, and I'm gonna come back to a different podcast and be like, I was right, motherfucker, or you know, Papi Senpai was right. I'm gonna go talk to Mike because I remember it was
the reason why I know this is so is because that was the house I did shrooms in.
But you also have bad memory.
Because of the shrooms.
Look, it's not about the bad memory. I know all of my houses, where I lived, where we put stuff. The reason why we put the BP table on the porch was because it wasn't
okay, we need to get off topic because I vividly remember it was inside. All right. Oh my God. We're gonna keep going at this. This will be like the whole podcast of me and you arguing. We're not gonna have this. All right. So my question to you guys: when was the first time you smoked hookah?
I was 18 with you at Kazi Kebab.
Quasi.
Sorry. I used to call it Kazi Kebab all the time.
Come on, man. We're not kamikazes.
Hey, man, just...
That's a different store, I think.
That was the first time I really smoked hookah.
So, I will go the same. Quasi's 22 with Hollow Otaku. Literally, once he joined the crew, that's when everybody got into hookah. Like, hard.
Hell yeah.
Someone pass the hookah.
If you can't tell, we're actually smoking a hookah right now.
Oh,
so when was this?
This was when I was 26 years old, and I was in Papi Senpai's apartment.
Okay.
That was the first time he was like, do you want to try it? And I was like, okay, sure. And I tried it, not realizing that I probably shouldn't have inhaled so hard because as soon as the smoke hit my very virgin lungs, I coughed up my lungs.
What do you think we call it? So when we call this man Sir Coughs a lot sometimes.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
No, not with the hookah. It was when he was smoking weed and we were over at my friend's place and I took a good hit and I was like, oh shit, because you were there and then Mike showed up later and I was like, I hear the door and I was like, oh shit, it's Mike. Came in and Mike always has that gallon of water. I go, I was like thirsty. I was like, yo, gonna get something that water. He goes, why the fuck are you thirsty? I was like, I just took a hit. And he just goes, yo, is Papi Senpai here? He goes, yeah. Has he smoked it? No. Oh, I can't wait for Sir Coughs a lot. And right on cue, as soon as we get there, he takes a hit and just kept coughing.
It's not good shit, and you didn't take a good hit if you ain't fucking coughing. Period.
How deeply did you inhale?
It don't matter.
He inhaled it like it was the last drink on earth.
Jeez, man. Yeah, that's not a good
Look,
idea.
But
it's not good shit, and you didn't take a good hit if you are not coughing.
I'll tell that story after this part. But on first hookah, 18 quasi kebabs, and here's the story. So we were at Bob's uncle's place, and me, Lorenzo, and Darkness took shots with his uncle. And as me with the Asian curse, I was gone. I didn't have anything to eat. And I was like, oh no. And Lorenzo was like, alright dude, we're gonna have to sober you up because it's time to go. And so we went to the McDonald's. So I had like the greasy shit, and then he was like, here's something to help you out, which was High C orange, Powerade, and lemonade mixed together.
Nice.
Drank that shit, was good to go. This was when I had my Saturn. So I couldn't see in the back because my back defrost didn't take on. I hit like the lamppost, the concrete part. Just a little hit. It wasn't too damaging. And I was like, alright, cool. So I dropped off Darkness, and Lorenzo was like, yo, dude, you want to smoke some hookah? I was like, hell yeah, I do. Oh, I lied. That is not when I first smoked hookah. I smoked hookah when I was 17. at a friend's place down at what is the town before Hampton? Newport. Mm-hmm. I did the stupid thing. I didn't know how to smoke a hookah, so I blew in it first. I go, that doesn't make sense. I was like, there we go. So back onto that story real quick. On not in that one, but with Lorenzo. So this is actually the story of how we discovered quasies. So I called up Serge, and he goes, "Oh yeah, dude, there's this new one that opened up. Let's go." I was like, "All right, cool. Send me the address." We get there, and this was a nice hookah bar. This is before they actually had a bar. So you're allowed to sit on the floor, and there's a table, pillows, and you relax. And Serge goes, "What's the strongest thing you can make?" And the guy was like, "All right, I'm gonna make you Blue Mist 69. 3 hits, you're done. All right, if you stand up, you're gonna fall straight down." I was like, "Bet, let's go." We smoked, left. As soon as I get like a little bit up, just a little bit up Route 1, we were just like, oh, sorry. Lorenzo was like, "Pull over." I was like, "Why?" "I have to throw up." Threw up because of the alcohol and how strong the hookah was. And a cop came by and was like, "So what's going on here?" I was like, "I'm sorry, officer. We just got out of the hookah bar, and he just had a 7-Eleven hot dog, and it just didn't mix well. So that's the result." He goes, "Okay, that's fine, man." And we left. And that's when I discovered quasies and had to send everyone there. But my first time having hookah, I really was stupid.
Yeah, I was about to say that was my first time having hookah was at 18 at Quasi's. But
Now,
it
here's
wasn't my first time smoking. Like, I started smoking cigarettes when I was 15.
Yeah.
So I was already used to inhaling smoke.
Yeah. What was you guys' first flavor? Do you guys remember?
Well, I remember mine.
What was yours?
Because my first time at the Quasi's was because of you. You invited me, and I came down back when I had the yellow Sentra.
Oh, I missed that.
You gave me, like, I was so confused. I didn't know how it worked. And you had already been going there for, like, a while. Like, probably, like, 3 or 4 months. And you were going there, like, 2-3 times a week. So you were already known at that hookah bar. And I was just like, well, I like mint. But, I just don't know. It's a new experience. And I remember, I think it was Ali.
There's a lot of them, but yeah, it was Ali.
It was Ali, the thin one. The bone thin one?
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, "I got you. How about something minty, smooth, with a little bit of fruit?" And I was just like, I've never had it. That sounds good. I believe what he mixed in there, he did have pawn.
I know they had pawn.
So it was pawn, I think it was like a blue raspberry type flavor.
So probably Blue Mist.
Blue Mist. And then he mixed, I believe, Code 69 with it.
Yeah.
Or Sex on a Beach. One of the two.
What did it taste like? Did it taste like not Sprite? This guy had a distinctful smell.
No, it wasn't Code 69 then. It was Sex on a Beach.
A bit fruity.
It was a bit fruity, like a mango tropical fruit.
Yeah, that would be Sex on the Beach.
With some mint.
Yeah.
And it was perfect and light, and it
nice. These guys are very experts on making hookahs. Because all I had to do before I knew the flavors, I was like, "Can we get something, fruity, minty, and all that?" And like, I got you. Never fails.
They were really good at what they did. You just tell them exactly what you're looking for. Don't worry about the flavors, and they would make something for you.
That's where I got my aspect on that. I was like, "What do you want? What's your what do you really want?" And they describe it. I'll make it if I have the resources. And back then I used to. Now it's just one single fucking flavor and like something else. But do you remember yours?
Yes. So I remember the first time you took me to Quasi's. You asked me, "What do you smoke?" And I was like, "I've never smoked before." I was like, "Okay, I got an idea." And you gave me something, and I smoked it, and then I was like, my God, what the hell is this? It's minty, but it just feels like all of my sensors, my senses opened up.
Ah, yes.
And
You just had straight pond.
No, it wasn't just straight pond. Because I even asked, what's it? What flavors are these? And you literally named them all: pond, mint, and then Pirate's Cave.
Yeah,
That's
a good
mix.
Yeah.
Thank
I was
you.
just like, it wasn't like it tastes bad. I'm like, it's minty, but it's just like it's like a
it's a mint with a
tingle
with a it's essentially mint with a Nick Sprite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, bottle cap. Do you remember yours?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, the first hookah bowl that Papi Senpai and I shared was straight pond.
Yep.
Because that's all he had left.
That's all I had
That's
left.
all he had
I was
left, so he
smoking
made a
straight
bowl of
pond.
straight pond.
And she was just like, I want to try this. And I was hesitant to hand her the hose. I was like, pond ain't for the weak lungs.
And
Like,
I did
this.
So
cough,
I
but I enjoyed the taste. So I was like, let me keep trying it. And after a while, I got used to it. Like, I no longer really coughed when it came to hookah.
So I have a few things on how I discovered Pawn. It's not how, like, so with Pawn, how I discovered it, it was me, Lorenzo, and Mike. We all three discovered this together. So we show up at Quasi's, and Lorenzo found my work work camp goggles. So I have safety goggles. So he put it on, and so for that whole entire time, if anyone asks why he has it, he's a rocket scientist. And then Mike was a neuroscientist, and I forgot what scientist I chose. So that's what we went with. And the guy next to me was a guy from college in one of the clubs, the Muslim club.
Oh, okay.
So he was the president.
Oh, okay.
So we were very chill. He was chill and everything. And I was like, yo, bro, what you smoking? And he's like, this is pod. All right. It's not like mint, but it's strong. You want to try it? I go, hell yeah, dude. Smoked it. I go, holy shit. I was like, Mike, Lorenzo, you guys got to try. That changed our whole perspective on, like, everything. And we're just like, on this, on that. We found it, guys. No longer it's Code 69 and Blue Mist. It is just pod. And so, so that's how Pond came to be, and that's how Pond became a staple in everything we smoke. Now, fast forward a bit, I used to work at a hookah appliance store. So as I work, you know, I'll get us new flavors and all this. Was fired from the job from bullshit reasons. And further past, so let's say before COVID happened, I stop at the big store, the originating store. And I go in, I see my old boss, and he sees me buy like 2 things of Pond. He goes, "Oh my God, you could smoke that?" I was like, "Yeah, because I don't have bitch lungs." And he looked at me and then laughed. I was like, "Hell yeah, dude." But what I loved about when I worked there, because I had to train at the big store, is that the owner / my boss was like, all right, go ahead, make yourself a hookah. You get to smoke during your work. I was like, what? Yeah, go smoke outside. Here's some strong shit. Here you go. And I was like, hell yeah. That was the first time I smoked there at the big store. The second time I was able to smoke at my job because we weren't allowed to smoke hookahs, which was dumb because we could sell a product better, was we got the new silicone heads, the rubber heads, and we literally called them, me and my coworker, because we only work weekends together, and we were like, hey, yeah, so we can't sell these if we don't know how well these work, so can we smoke a hookah? He goes, yes. I was like, fucking bet, I know what I'm making. So we sat there on a rainy day, smoked a whole hookah. They were like, that's not bad. Didn't really care, we just smoked a hookah, we didn't even feel like figuring out that product, but here we are.
How about that time you burnt my fucking wood floor?
Search it.
I swear I thought that was you, homie.
No, man.
Someone dropped a coal.
Listen, do I look like Irish to you? Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright?
alright.
I'm always
So-
careful. If I fucked up, I fucked up. Like I fucked up my carpet over there. Because I actually pulled the hose too hard. But the head fell into the wind cover and the big hole stayed, but the small hole fell out. Like, fell to the ground. So I didn't have a big mess.
Yeah, it was in one of my old houses when I used to go to ODU.
It's the same one where I smoked weed.
Oh, it was the waterfront one.
Yes, that's what I said. That's why I was
I
like,
didn't have a hookah in that house.
no, that was the only time I've shown up there.
No, you also showed up at my duplex house.
Nope.
That 2-floor house
Nope.
where Serge did the party?
No, that wasn't it. This is why we were in that argument. God damn it. It was your waterfront house.
I didn't have a hookah in that house.
No, we did. We brought a hookah.
Okay, that's different. I didn't have a hookah.
No.
I didn't have a hookah until the duplex house.
No, I've never been into there. The 2-story one. Because King did. They gave it.
Yeah.
Was
Okay.
there. I only been to the one that had the shack right there. And I slept
That
in
was
the
the
car.
waterfront.
Yeah.
Panda never came to that house.
Yes, but I did.
Yeah.
That was the one
okay.
with the BP table inside.
I don't remember putting the BP table in that
The
house.
BP table was on the inside.
Because it was just so small. It was such a small space.
Yeah, but you made the room for it.
Okay.
Because you put the DJ table back over there near the TV, and then if you take about a length of about 5 feet,
Because
there was
two-
the BP table.
There was two TVs, that's why. Because Ryan and I would game side by side.
Ladies and gentlemen, I told you I'll say this in the podcast. I am right.
He's not necessarily right.
I am right.
No photos, no proof.
I'll summon Mike.
If he
Yeah,
took
because
pictures-
that was the one where you guys went outside and I passed out in the van. And then you guys threw the glow sticks into the lake or the water.
Yeah. I remember throwing the glow sticks into the water.
Boom! Alright. Because you had too many houses on there. So I can understand your confusion.
I had
But I-
3.
I said so many.
Yeah, I had 3, right?
You were in like 4 things in down there, dude.
First house was the waterfront.
That's where I've been in.
Second house was that 2-story one.
Never been in it.
And the third one was the bungalow. That it was
Never
just
been in
a
it.
1-floor house that was absolute shit. We had a hole in the kitchen that your foot could go right through.
No, I've never been in that one.
Yeah.
You've been down there for like a long time. That you've been in 5 different buildings, or lived in 5 different things. Because then
Those 3 houses, and then right after that, I ended up living in that Dundale place. And
Yeah,
that
but
I lived in 3 different apartments.
Yeah.
So
so about like
6
Technically,
places.
yeah.
6.
Yeah. Like I said, so
Technically-
many.
Technically 4 places, but 3 different apartments in the same place.
So different. Yeah. But
Same complex, different places. But either way,
Yeah.
it was the waterfront house. Someone dropped a coal. I was high as hell
Yeah,
and didn't realize a damn thing.
I know it wasn't me because I would have told you it was
And
me.
then I literally go and smell, and I was just like, something smells burning, guys. And then we look at the floor. This coal done already made it like a 1/4 inch down into the wood. And we were just like, fuck.
Because I don't want to put, I don't want to put Serge down, like, under the bus, but I feel like it was...
Ryan did not smoke hookah. Neither did his brother.
No, the thing was, it could have been the tongs fall down, or
Yeah.
someone bumped the hookah.
That's possible.
So it could have been one of the drunk people. So, I don't want to throw, because I think it might have been Serge, and I just threw him under the bus, or it was one of the drunk people. Because, me, Mike, and Serge are very good with what we do, maybe except for Serge, because there is a lot of coal marks in my old room at my parents' place before he moved out. But
Yeah.
it could have been one of those reasons. So if it was from the tongs, it's one of us who was smoking it. If it fell, it's probably one of the drunk people.
All I remember is it took me a week and a half to literally sand out, because I didn't have money to go buy shit.
Yeah, of course.
So I was sitting there with sandpaper that was from the school. I went into the art room and stole some sandpaper. I don't even know if you can consider it stealing. I paid fucking tuition. That should be my shit anyway.
Fair point.
And I'm sitting there for a good week sanding down all the burn marks. And then I filled the hole with wood putty. And then sanded it down again. And that's when Ryan bought the little, stain. And we made it look like a knot in the hardwood floor.
Oh, you mean you didn't fill it up with ramen noodle?
I didn't
This is
know
before
that.
this is way before then.
Oh, gosh.
I didn't know that.
That would have worked.
So it was wood putty, sand it down, but the wood putty was like so white. We were just like, oh no, this contrast, they can definitely tell that we burnt the floor and we're not trying to pay for this shit. So then Ryan came home one day with one of those like stain pens and just dipped it in there and waited for it to like leak out and then started marking it. And it looked like an actual knot from the wood on the floor. So we were safe. When they came to inspect the house, they had no idea. We were just like, oh my god, that would have been so shitty.
Yeah.
So different topic. So with pawn, what is your favorite flavor to mix with it? I know we all like it just by itself, but what would you like to mix with it? What is your favorite thing to mix with? I'll go. I like to make what I like to call the Black Star, which is pawn, rose, and Pirate's Cave. Which smokes well. You don't taste the rose.
I can't stand rose.
But you taste a hint of it. It's not like overwhelming.
I can't stand rose, even if I can taste a little bit of it.
I made it for you and you didn't care.
No, I told you that I could taste the rose, but it actually smoked well.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't care. But I could still taste the rose.
Yeah.
Listen, to me, rose just tastes like I just sucked in a bunch of fucking pollen, and I don't like it.
That's fine. But that's what I usually mix. Now it's, what I've done.
My favorite mixture, I would say, that I can't find it to this day. Godhand and I made it. Two mixtures, actually. But the first one that Godhand and I made, we mixed a flavor called Black Mamba with pawn.
Okay. I've actually had it, yeah.
And it was so good. Godhand and I smoked the ever-living shit out of that. The second one, we were running pretty fucking dry on Sheesh. And I mixed pawn, Black Mamba, mint. I had a little bit of lemon left. Because we were just trying to put enough shit together to make a bowl. Because for everyone on the podcast, please understand, this was a struggle.
You're on the struggle session, man.
There was no place near us, and Hollow Otaku will say it, because he knows it. There
I'm
was
their dealer
no
for Hookah.
place near us that sold a decent price for shisha.
Alright,
So we would
let me
have
give
to
you...
drive 2.5 hours up here and spend $200 or $300. We would split it. I'd always pay like $150. He'd do $150. We'd get $300 worth of stuff and come back down because there was just no place down
So,
there.
let me give you guys a perspective of pricing down from here to there. So down where Papi lived, it was $30 for Starbucks.
Yep.
And
A regular can.
yep, a 250-gram can. Up here, depending on what color, it's either 1788 or 1888.
Wow.
That is a big difference.
Huge. It's worth the drive at that point.
It's not worth it for the gas.
No, yeah, it is. We use my Sentra.
Yeah.
Got great gas mileage, man.
And
I
even
can make
then,
it-
how long did it last you guys?
A month.
No, $300 could last us like 2 months, 3 months.
A month if they really tried.
Yeah, if we were smoking every day consistently, a month. But we tried to lessen it as much as possible and smoke maybe 3 times a week, 4 times a week, so that we could actually make that last 2 months. Because $300 a month is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one has been not made in a long time because the last time I had it was at Lorenzo's house. We used to smoke at his house. It was Pond, Bubblegum, and then it was either Code 69 or Sex on the Beach.
Code 69. I haven't bought Sex on the Beach forever.
Okay, so it was that combination because literally when I tried that, I just felt so calm.
So it was Pond, Gum, and Code 69. Or Gum with Mint. Either one.
It was one of those.
I know Thousand Regis. This man's a mint man. Like, he was like, I want it minty. I was like, fuck, dude. If I make it minty, I'm not going to smoke it. It's not going to produce a lot of smoke. Because with Pond, Mint, and Gum Mint, ugh, it's so minty. But the smoke does not produce very well.
And just as an update, I think lemon was the last flavor, if you caught what I was saying earlier. I called that mix Oktoberfest because it literally looked like leaves on the ground, like fall. It was such a mixture of colors. And Godhand and I were just like, we're never going to be able to recreate this shit because it was just whatever we had left.
I think I can recreate it.
I called it Oktoberfest. It was a very nice...
I'll recreate it. I just got to find Black Mamba.
Yeah. You just gotta find Black Mamba because it was Pond, Black Mamba, a little bit of lemon, and whatever that fourth flavor I said it was.
Yep. So I was smoking with Papi. What was your favorite mixture with Pond?
Let's see. I think you did have Queen of Sex once.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
And you mixed
He
it.
brought it down for me.
I brought it down.
Yes, and you mixed it with Pond.
Oh yeah,
And,
if you get the right mixture
Right
to
mixture is actually
did
pretty
a-
good, and he had it waiting for me right after I had gotten back from
I
school,
believe I did
and he
a
was
40
like
60.
40 Pond
60?
or 40 Pond or 60 Pond.
40 Pond, 60.
Yep, I think that's a good one.
He had it waiting for me
so-
right after school.
What you guys don't know, which I'm gonna wrap up just a bit, just to give we're gonna give you guys some suggestions. If you guys are down to smoke hookah, I'll give suggestions on pond mixtures and non-pond mixtures. So, with pond, when you mix pond is very strong, so you have to mix it a bit less. But depending on the flavor, like some all-fucker flavors, like with all-fucker flavors, you gotta mix more pond than the actual all-fucker, because most of all-fucker flavors, the normal ones, not like pond is also part of that family. But with like peach, pineapple, orange, they burn quick. So you want to use more pond than the others, so you're not getting a nice burn aftertaste that you don't want, and it's going to tickle you back of your throat. So just be careful when you mix pond. Any suggestions for them to smoke?
If you're a first timer and I say this with the utmost, like I said before when it came to my wife Toph, I simply said, for your first time, I would not suggest Pond. It's not something you want to smoke your first time around. It's something you want to smoke when you're already kind of used to it, and then you will like the flavor. If you try it right off the bat, it's very strong. So it's like you said, like depending on what flavors you mix it with, it can be okay. But if you're doing a straight bowl of it, if you're first timing, don't do that.
If you want to start out strong, Code 69 Blue Mist. That will get you into the mindset of what we're doing, but Pond is more strong than Pond and Blue Mist and Code 69. That's why when me, Lorenzo, and Mike tried it for the first time, because we're smoking Code 69 and Blue Mist, it didn't affect us like when we introduced it to everyone. But if you want a nice fruity one, I suggest my favorite mixture, the Fruity Pebbles, which is coconut, vanilla, and lemon. See, no, not coconut. It's not
Coconut's
coconut.
good,
It is good. I forgot what goes into Fruity Pebbles. It's vanilla, lemon. We used to get this all the time. Why am I drawing a blank on that? This is not coconut.
Well, to help anybody.
Was it rose? It was rose. Rose?
No.
Oh, no.
Your Fruity Pebble mixture did not have rose in it.
It didn't. But what had it? It was vanilla and lemon, and it was one more flavor.
Was it gum mint?
It wasn't gum mint. It wasn't any mints. Maybe it was coconut. It was coconut. I was right.
Yeah,
So you do coconut, lemon, and then a bit of vanilla, because the vanilla will overpower everything. If you want something kind of cool, orange sickle, which is just orange and vanilla. That's good. That's a good smoke.
An orange mint with vanilla tastes better.
Yes. Another one is what I smoked down at Aladdin's, and it produces a good amount of smoke, and it smokes good. Watermelon and cantaloupe.
Yeah, that's actually very good. It's a refreshing smoke.
Oh yeah.
And if I
Go for it.
may, the flavor that you introduced us to when we went to the hookah bar before we left, Earl Grey.
Oh yeah,
I
Earl
have
Grey.
to say that
Yes.
is very
Earl
as opposed to like you guys are more like expert smokers. I'm kind of like new on the train. Earl Grey it hits differently. Like
So-
it's a very calming sort of.
So
flavor.
Earl Grey literally tastes like
Earl
tea.
Grey.
So
It
just
does.
smoke it by itself. Do not mix anything with it.
No.
You can experiment with it, which I'm going to do when I get my 3 kilos of it. Yes, you heard me, 3 kilos. Because I'm going to try Earl Grey and peach.
Oh, that's gonna go very
Yeah.
well. That's gonna.
Coconut.
I will test that out too. I'm going to buy a shit ton of flavors. Earl Grey and mint as well. Just to see how that is. Because Earl Grey and Pond, Earl Grey takes over Pond. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's a little overwhelming.
What's your suggestion? Take us home.
So, I will come off from what Papi Senpai said. If you're a first timer, my 2 facts to you would be 1, don't smoke on an empty stomach because the headaches will freaking kill you on both
Yeah.
sides of your head. And then second, if you get lightheaded when smoking, just
Drink
take a
Stop.
break.
Yeah,
Take a
take a
break.
break.
Take a break, drink
Don't,
some water.
don't try to just show out or
Do not stand up immediately.
Yes.
Holy
I can
fuck,
be
you
a
will go
testament to
down
that.
Same.
in a
I can be a
heartbeat.
testament to
I
that.
literally almost fell over a chair at Quasi's because I stood up too early.
I'm sorry to. I know you're supposed to take us home, K1. I'm really sorry about this.
I'm
but
gonna take it home with the one last story out of
this story just hit my mind. There's 2 things I'm gonna say. A great flavor to try for first-time smokers, and quite honestly, I don't know if you guys agree, but Pirate's Cove. I feel like
Pirate's Cave by itself is just like an all-fucker flavor, and it burns out quickly. I can't deal with the burning sensation when I smoke.
if you can deal with this, okay, if you're running a bigger bowl with the small coals, not your regular large coals, which I think are like 50 millimeters.
All right, hang on. There's regular coals and small coals. There's no large coals yet.
True.
Yet.
I'm sorry. Yeah. If you're going to go ahead and try that flavor, to save on burning, either go coconaras or go to a small coal.
Coconaras, for you guys that you don't know, is you gotta leave it on the stove for a very long time to heat it up. It's not like our quick lights like Oasis coals and Three Kings. So it's gonna take a while, but yeah.
They save they are better on saving for burning. But the actual story that I was going to say, exactly what K1 says. You stand up, you are not going to feel okay immediately. I remember when Quasi closed down, I came down to visit Hollow Otaku on a weekend, and we went to, what's that one on Route 1?
Starlight?
Starlight.
Fuck that.
Alright.
Fuck 'em.
So I went Starlight.
Pull your
with-
finger out of your ass, Starlight.
and I went with Hollow Otaku to Starlight. This is before we discovered Aladdin's. I was smoking. obviously by this time, I've been smoking long enough that I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't know what happened.
Oh shit, I remember now.
I don't know what was the mixture, what was anything. But as soon as I smoked it, I looked at Hollow Otaku and I was like, I think I need some fresh air. And he was just like, be careful, dude. As soon as I stood up, didn't fall, didn't feel woozy, nothing. Because I was already used to smoking. I walked outside. Within a second of opening that fucking door, I threw up in their bush.
So Starlight has the same flavors, but somehow they taste shit.
I don't know what that was, but as soon as I came inside, Lorenzo had the same issue. He ran in the bathroom and threw up in the bathroom. Yeah. And then Hollow Otaku stood up and goes, we're leaving. And Hollow Otaku went to the owner and said, I am not paying for this because both of my friends just threw up and we are avid smokers for hookah. There's something wrong with your shisha. You need to get this checked.
It's either something wrong with their shisha or they don't clean the fucking stem.
Or they don't clean the stem. It was something, I don't know what it was. But that...
their pond is not our pond.
You gotta be real careful if you're going for your first time smoking. Make sure you go with somebody very experienced, somebody who's been to that place
and research
a lot of times and research. Because the cleaning is a big thing. If they don't clean well or do anything, that can cause you to have a really bad upset stomach or a headache. It's just a very serious thing. Try to go ahead and do this correctly if you're going to go ahead and go for your first time. Toph, you wanted to say something?
Just to be really quick, from a nursing standpoint, seeing as how I'm in nursing school, smoke is restricted, period. So it's like, if you're not used to smoking and you immediately stand up, it's just like immediately your brain is just like, it scrunches up because that's what smoking does. So it's like, with someone who, like you say, doesn't clean their stuff very well, you're just adding an extra restricted property to it. You're making a bad mistake.
I'm gonna end this on this story. So I was at Quasi's with a lot of you guys, a lot of people, and they were playing Animals by Martin Garrix.
This was my last trip to Quasi before I went to ODU.
Oh, dude, I
have videos of this. And pictures.
No, this is not the Gundam Style part. That wasn't Gundam Style.
They played Animals. My last trip there, they did play Animals. I remember that,
but I don't think anyone...
I was wearing my Dare shirt and Godhand made fun of me for it.
So, this is not on video. I know this for a fact, because no one knew. I sat there at the corner, and I recreated the famous vine when Animals are playing. And it's when the bass drops, everyone drops. So I sat in my seat, and it went, and I just fell out of my seat. It's like, oh my god, are you okay? I was like, yeah, dude, the bass dropped.
I remember that.
Thank you guys for tuning in today's podcast. I'm Hollow Otaku, and as always, guys, keep moving forward. We'll see you guys in the next podcast.
Wear a mask, continue to social distance, don't storm federal buildings, and of course, tune in for future podcasts to see Hollow Otaku and Papi Senpai bring the receipts.